All right, everyone, we are downstairs and we are in our overpacked deep freezers. All right, not a way to start off a video, I'm sure, but we will not need to buy anything for December, y'all. We are done purchasing things when it comes to our freezers for December. Let me backdate you a little bit for those of you who don't know yet, but we have lost one of our deep freezers. It went down. I had the deep freezer for, I want to say 7, 8, 9 years, somewhere around in there, and it finally went out. We only had a few things left over, so fairly quickly we figured out it was out when I came down, because I check my deep freezers literally on a daily basis, because anything can happen at any given time, and we don't want to lose food, because we've lost food in the past when we didn't realize one of our deep freezers had gone out. So we lost one of our 7 cubic deep freezers. I am going to replace it next month with a new one, because having your deep freezers overloaded like this is not a good thing. Now you will see a beautiful apple pie in the deep freezer, because that's going to be for Christmas. We have everything we need. We're going to have pasta for Christmas with garlic toast and a big, huge side salad. So we're going to keep it really easy for Christmas this year. We do not need to purchase anything for either one of our deep freezers. So we have been eating down deep freezers for 7 months. And with that being said, I did, with my children, eat down a 5 cubic foot deep freezer as well. Gave that to my 24-year-old daughter because she was needing a deep freezer, and they are starting to prep now. So this is freezer number 1. You can definitely see how packed to the brim it is up here. I mean, you really can't do much. You can't get down until we eat the top layer, and then we're going to start working our way down. Now, I will say I did buy a bunch of butter. Well, margarine. Let's not call it butter because it's not the truth. At $1.67, but I'm not looking to pay anywhere from $12 to $15 for 4 sticks of real butter. I just am not going to pay that kind of price right now. Margarine is used for us to actually use for baking, and we're okay with that. We're not really wanting to spend a lot of money when it comes to butter. I'm hoping it goes back down. We do have a little bit of space back here, but not very much. In fact, this is all we got left of our ice. Now, y'all, I buy these ice bags in a set of 50 on Amazon. Last time I bought them, I think they were like $12. They do have the drawstring. We do have an ice maker upstairs, not in our refrigerator, but a countertop ice machine that I bought, a while back, and I absolutely love it. So we will try to get this filled up. These ice bags do hold 8 pounds worth of ice. Our ice machine, our countertop ice machine I got upstairs was like $140 on Amazon. It is an absolute lifesaver. So we may have to put another second bag here and start a little bit more ice, because we're big ice people year round and we are almost out of ice. But yes, this is our first deep freezers. Let's go ahead and take you to the second one over here. And these deep freezers that I got are from Walmart. I paid $220 a piece for each one of my deep freezers a while back. Again, I do plan to get a third deep freezer, because it's not really good to try to stuff your freezers this full. They are working their rear ends off to keep everything nice and cold. This is some taco meat. I asked my son to throw it in a different type of container, but instead he's like, nah, he just threw it in this. So it is what it is. We'll be pulling that out here shortly and finishing it up. But I went to the freezer because we don't want to lose any of our food. Okay, so we do that. Everything down here is, pretty much full as well. We can't really move too much. All the ice cream that you're seeing is for my kiddos. So just so you know, you like ice cream. Over here, these are the containers that I use. Yes, we're getting ice on these containers, unfortunately. This is all chili over here. I do have some more down below here on the side. That is literally, I took Boston pork butts that I had gotten from Sam's Club a while back. I actually had 2 or 3 of them, and they were good weight, y'all. They were like 10 pounds a piece, and I put them into crock pots, shredded them down, added barbecue sauce to half of it, added pork carnita seasoning to the other half, shredded them up, and underneath this basket here, there is going to be a ton of these 1 pound or 16-ounce containers with the lids. These are the deli containers. You can buy them on Amazon. I believe they come in a pack of 40 for like $15, $17, something like that. I do wash these and reuse these over and over again. I do use them in the microwave sometimes. I don't like to do so, but I'd rather just put them in a pan and heat it up. But this is chili on top. I do make 7 quarts of chili at one given time, and then I break it down. If people want chili for chili dogs, chili cheese fries, just to have a container of chili, or to put it as a dip and add like all kinds of like taco type stuff to the top, whatever. We got chili on hand at all times. I don't buy cans of chili that often anymore. I pretty much make it myself, and it is cheaper that way. But again, down below here, I do have a bunch more containers of these. Half is the Boston pork butt mixed with barbecue sauce, so it's shredded barbecue pork for barbecue pork sandwiches or barbecue pork wraps. The other half is the pork carnitas, which is a little bit more spicier kick to it. And we do that with wraps as well. So that keeps us from having to go into the store and look at like the Lloyd's, Lloyd''S. You know, you go to Walmart and you can pick up one of those little containers, 16 ounces for $4.50. Are you kidding me? I paid $2.15 per pound for the pork Boston butts. Please check your local Sam's Club, especially if you have a membership, and check out their meat section because they have amazing prices. They beat Walmart. They beat Aldi. Okay, so these are our 2 deep freezers. I will be getting a 3rd deep freezer, but as you know, this is the month 8th, December. We are eating down these freezers for probably the next 4 months or so. So I'm going to turn you around here real quick. I'm going to show you the state of what my prepper pantry shelves are looking like, and I'm going to walk you through a couple of things that I have realized since I started prepping. All right, everyone, and now we're on the opposite side. Behind me, basically, is where I started to put all of my prepping shelves. Now, let me explain something to you real quick. We have been eating off our prepper pantry shelves for 7 months, y'all. I had an absolute massive prepper pantry, and let me backtrack you just a little bit more. I was planning on shutting down my prepper channel back in April of this year, 2022. With that, I deleted over 350 videos off this channel, I should say. Or if you're watching it from my budgeting side, sorry y'all, but I'm putting this video on both sides so I don't have to re-record this video. I had taken down over 350 videos. Do I regret it? Yes and no. Because I showed you how to build a prepper pantry from the ground up. And now that I have a prepper pantry, it's kind of hard to do so, but I don't have as much prep as I did. I had well over a year's worth of prep. It was massive, y'all. I had 4 deep freezers. I had like 14 shelves full of food. So anyways, here's what I've learned with that, y'all. You don't need to prep extraordinarily big. And by that, what I mean is prep for your size of your family. We started to get overwhelmed with what we have. Now, I'm not even showing you my buckets right now, okay, because that can get overwhelming in itself. I do have 5-gallon food grade buckets. I have 3.5 gallon buckets as well. Everything's got Mylar bags. Some of them have oxygen absorbers in them when the products need that, things of that nature. So I have a massive amount of food still left. Yes, controversial that I eat down my preps. I know. A lot of preppers are telling everybody, stack it to the roof. Holy crap. We're going through all these shortages. We're going through all these, the railway having issues now, maybe strikes going on, shortages of this, all that. Okay, there are going to be shortages regardless. Okay, even pre-pandemic, there were shortages here and there. Now, what I'm trying to tell you is don't get sucked into the panic mode. Don't think, oh my gosh, I got to pull all of my money in my bank and spend it on preps. You'll have nothing left for anything else, emergency-wise or anything that way. What I tell you to do is prep on a budget. Prep what you can when you can, and if you can hit sales, y'all, hit the sales. If you can only pick up a couple of shelf-stable items at a time, put it away. Check the expiration dates. That's the next thing I'm going to talk to you about here in just a minute. But I'm just trying to show you what's going on with our preps. Now, yes, we're eating down preps, but if you haven't noticed, we still got a lot of preps. Whoop, up at the top here. Y'all, I'm 5'1". I'm really super short. So there we go. So we still have a mass amount of things. Now, before I get into the expiration dates, real quick, let me tell you some extra things here. I'm going to pull some of these vegetables up. Some of the older vegetables are going to go upstairs, and we're going to push things to the front. Now, the way I have my shelving set up now, I can walk behind these shelving units and I can push things to the front. I don't have these against the wall anymore because that was causing a problem in trying to rotate stock. Another thing that I'm going to start doing now is what I used to do that I started getting out of doing, and I want to get back to doing, which is purchasing these cardboard boxes, which they're free when you get them, but I mean purchasing the product in them and taking them off the shelves like this. It's easier to stock them that way. It's easier to just grab a case and walk upstairs with it. And here's what I do. Once a month, I take whatever I need off of these shelves that are pushed forward. These are the oldest ones. The newest ones are in the back, with the exception of these ones right here. And they're in the cases, and I will be dealing with those here shortly. As preppers, you'll hear us tell you all the time, we need to clean up our preps, we need to move things around. That's just what we do as preps. It's just, it comes second nature to us. We've got to always be restocking. We got to always be reorganizing and things with our preps. So I want to buy my items like these in cardboard boxes from here on out. And I'm just trying to give you as much of a overlay as I can. Y'all know I can't see. It's hard for me to get to the tops, y'all, to show you those up there. But I do have top shelves. These shelves are 72 inches tall. They are 48 inches wide. They are 24 inches deep. I get them at Sam's Club. They used to be $75 a piece. They have raised them to $95 a piece. But I do plan to get a couple of more. Just when will be the case when I'll decide. But anyways, as I was saying, I do take preps from down here. I rotate them, put them up in my kitchen. And that's how I rotate my stock. That's the most effective way for my household to do so. We are a family of 5. We have 4 in the house now. It's myself and 3 kids and 2 chihuahuas. My husband hopefully will be here by summertime from overseas. And then, you know, we'll be adding him back into the mix. So with that being said, a couple of things that I've learned. Expiration dates is one. A lot of preppers say, don't worry about expiration dates. They've been opening canned goods since the 1860s till now, and the food's still good. No, it's not. Here's what I'm going to explain to you. I've opened up some of my glass jars of spaghetti sauce. Both Great Value version and the plastic spaghetti jars from Aldi. And a lot of them had mold on the top inside the spaghetti sauce. Had to throw out multiple containers worth now. So I am now going to try to keep no more than 6 to 9 months worth of rotation on hand at all times. I'm going to be very careful with my spaghetti sauces for sure. And I am going to make sure that I take things away that we are no longer wanting to really eat from. Jessica no longer really wants the SpaghettiOs with meatballs, so we will switch back over to more ravioli, more beefaroni than the SpaghettiOs and meatballs because she's decided she doesn't really want to eat more of those anymore. Down here, I do have a massive backflow of pasta upstairs. I'm not going to lie, but I have more pasta down here that, you know, I have to wipe off from time to time because it gets dusty down here. These pastas will be going up into Mylar bags here shortly, and I will be putting them into buckets here shortly as well. So I want to keep most of my dry goods either in buckets or I want to keep them upstairs where they're a little bit safer. So with that being said, expiration dates do matter. You do need to constantly keep rotating your stock. Please do not get overwhelmed by a bunch of preppers telling you online that you need to prep every single penny and dollar that you have. That is not true. Please do not get upset with the shortages. I promise you things will be coming back in stock. What was out of stock last month is fully in stock and something else is out of stock this month. So watch your rotational systems at your stores. Also hit your sales. I showed you not too long ago, I did buy some more canned goods. And with buying those canned goods, the cream of mushroom soup, the green beans, the corn were all below what they have been selling for. Aldi had cream of mushroom soup, cream of chicken soup for 49 cents during the Thanksgiving holiday. Now, the holidays were not as good as I thought it was going to be when it came to sales, but you pick and choose your battles. You pick and choose your items. So yes, I stocked up on cream of mushroom soup. I stocked up on cream of chicken soup. Corn at Walmart was down to 50 cents per can. Now it's up again. While it was down, I stocked up on some more corn. Do I have enough corn in stock? Oh Lord, yes. But my kid's favorite vegetable is corn. So by getting that at 50 cents, I'm saving a little bit of money now so that now it's back up. I'm going, okay, hold up. Let's wait until Christmas and find out what happens in Christmas if I can get a couple more canned goods on sale during the Christmas times. Okay, there wasn't very good sales this year. I was a little shocked at those sales myself, but I picked and choose what I could. Pasta's back down to 92 cents. Walmart for the longest time had it back up to $1. Now that it's dropped down to 92 cents, you saw me start buying a bunch more pasta. Do I need it? Not really, but pasta can be long-term. You could put it in your Mylar bags, you could put it away in 5-gallon buckets and come back and get some later as you need it. Rotate it as you need it. And that's what I do. So expiration dates do matter. I have found that our canned goods, such as our green beans, even being 4 months past expiration date, was losing its nutrient value, was losing its taste. There was a couple of cans we had to throw out. They were not dented. There was no botulism type situation, and you wouldn't really get that with green beans. You'd get that with like your tomato products and things of that nature. But you can still get sick off of expired food. Don't think that you can't. Yes, you can. I used to be one of those preppers who thought, nah, you can't. Yes, you can. I'm here to tell you you can, because it can happen. And you will lose the taste of the food. The green beans tasted like nothing. Didn't matter how much I was seasoning them. They didn't have any taste. The taste wouldn't come back. So I hate to throw food away, but we've had to throw some cans away. So I am going to be watching our expiration dates. I am going to be rotating. I am going to be taking items off these shelves down here like I normally do and putting them upstairs in my kitchen. I have 2 of these 72-inch tall shelves upstairs. I rotate food to upstairs. I rotate food up to my cabinet. I'll be showing you those here in a little bit with my overstock seasonings. Yes, y'all. I will say I'm a hoarder when it comes to seasonings, but I love my seasonings and spices. So do my kids. So things of that nature. So this is what I wanted to show you, where we were at after eating our preps down for 7 months. Again, yes, controversial. Some people are like, no, stack it to the roof. We're not stacking it to the roof. We're doing what we need to do for our family and what works best for ours. And I want you guys to do the same for you and your family. I want you to do it on the budget that you're able to do it on without yanking your bank account down to zero. Our leftover grocery money, I allocate $200 per week for our groceries. Whatever I don't spend, I put into a binder on my budget channel, okay? I have 2 channels. I have the prepping channel and I have the budgeting channel. This video is going up on both. So with that being said, grocery money that I have left over, I try to keep my budget as low as possible, even with inflation. So leftover grocery money goes into that binder. That binder is building a 12-month ahead emergency fund, which means if my husband and or I lose income for any given reason, we can pay our lights, we can pay our utilities for rent, we can pay our groceries because I got a grocery fund in there. I've got it all down and calculated to even my Chihuahua's seizure medication, okay? Yes, I do. Because I gotta make sure that if anything happens and we lose income, we have a backup source we can pull from to take care of our family, to keep a roof over our kids' head, to be able to feed them, to be able to pay our bills. And we got a couple of little cushiony items in there as well, because it's not a bare bones budget, because we are taking leftover grocery money now and moving it over there every single time I turn. Well, what do we do to keep our groceries low? We pull off our prepper pantry. We pull everything that we can pull off here, and what else I may need, which honestly, y'all, you saw my freezers, you're seeing my shelves. You haven't even seen upstairs yet, but you will in another video. You will know that we don't need that much right now. So what are we doing? We are pulling off these shelves. We are using what we have. We're adding to it what we need. Usually it's a couple of fresh items and perishable items that we may need to pick up. And then leftover grocery money is just constantly sliding into that 12-month ahead binder, because we're going to have a fully funded 1-year emergency fund. And it's not a little fund, y'all. It's over $3,000 per month for each month. So by the end of that 12-month binder, we will have well over $40,000 into that binder in case anything happens. We don't touch it unless something hits the fan and we lose our income, or there is a catastrophic emergency. I even have money in there allocated to my kids' medicine in case they need medication that is prescription-wise that they use. So things of that nature. So this is why we do have a prepper pantry. It's not for the apocalypse. It's not for the government to come and knock on my door and say, hey, I want to take your food. Y'all, they ain't coming after us, trust me. It's not because, oh my gosh, nothing's going to be on the shelves, my kids are going to starve. No, don't go in that manner either. Again, you're not seeing the box items and you're not seeing most of the package items. Those are upstairs and stored upstairs at all times. I have 4 total shelving units in my kitchen. 2 of them are these big, tall, black ones, and I got 2 smaller size ones that are about 4.5 feet tall. But they're the same kind of shelves, they're just a little smaller. But going back to what I was saying, it's not for panic reasons. Please do not listen to any prepper that tells you to panic or that clickbaits you into their videos, because y'all, they're not after helping you out. They're not after giving you information. They're after getting AdSense revenue and building their channel to make money for themselves. They're not out there to do what they're supposed to do. Great preppers are like Alaska Granny, I believe is what she's called, and I love her. She's absolutely amazing. I love Prepper Princess. You guys have heard me talk about her before. I love her. There is just a lot of really good preppers out there. You have to pick and choose the ones that you want to watch versus the ones who are just trying to clickbait you into what they want you to think and what they think you should be doing. Do what's best for your family. Do what's best for you and your budget. And always just put a couple of bucks aside each time that you can. Use leftover grocery money and build your prepper pantry that way. There are sheets on the internet where they do a 52 prep list. I did that last year. Unfortunately, I deleted that video. I did a 52-week prep in literally 2.5 months and showed you how I broke it down and showed you how I did it. So I will bring that back to the channel. I will show you the sheet again. She has updated the sheet. I like it. I'll bring that back to the channel. Maybe I'll do the 52-week prep on that again. But what I'm trying to build now is my long-term stockpile with my buckets. This January, starting in 2023, I plan to do 1 bucket every single week. My plan, hopefully I can do it, hopefully I can pull it off, 52 buckets in 52 weeks. I'm going to fill the buckets myself. I have the Mylar bags, I have the buckets, I have the lids, I have oxygen absorbers. Do not think that you need to go and purchase those buckets, those kits from companies. Y'all, the food doesn't taste that good. Even Prepper Princess tells you that. I'm not the only one that's going to tell you that. Even she will tell you that. Okay, Alaska Prepper, he's an amazing prepper as well. Watch him if you don't watch him already. He is awesome. There's a lot of awesome preppers out there, but do not buy those survival packs. They are extraordinarily expensive. The food tastes horrible. I've tried it because I got the sample packs, hated it, and was like, I'm not buying the bigger packs, and then I saw how much money it was. I am going to build my own buckets. I will put meals in those buckets. I will fill them with black beans, red beans, rice, pinto beans, sugar, whatever we need that we use in our house. Different families are going to have different needs for what they do. I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat meat. My kids eat meat. Some of the meat that I have here on the shelves, my kids don't like. So what's it gonna do? It's gonna go to the dogs. But now I know what they do like. They love Spam. I found out my kids like Spam, but they don't like the Keystone meats. Okay, and the Keystone meats are a little expensive. I can mix that with my dog's dog food. They love it. I can't mix turkey or chicken with Gia. That's my youngest Chihuahua Dachshund mix, but Tucker can have that. Gia can have the beef one. Things of that nature. So there's things that I'm not going to no longer buy because I figured out my kids either don't like it or don't want to eat anymore. I'm going to replace that with things that they do like and do want to eat. Again, watch your expiration dates. Decide what you're going to do, when you're going to prep, how you're going to prep. I will come out later on next year with a sheet that shows you a bunch of meals. I do a huge amount of meals, and then I find out what I need for that meal, and then I start saying, how many times do I want that meal in a month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, and then I start getting my numbers together, and that's what helps me build my prepper pantry. That tells me how many cans of this I need for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, however long you want to go. It's really easy once you get your meals in place and you know your ingredients on how much you need to stock, when you need to stock, and where you're going to stock it as will be your last thing that you need to come up with. But you need to come up with that honestly first. If you have a smaller apartment, things of that nature, you're going to have totes. You're going to have things that go roller bins, underneath bins, in closets, shelving systems that may be smaller. I have a 900 square foot basement. I can stock years worth in this basement and still have space. So I'm lucky to have this kind of space currently right now. But maybe some people live in an apartment. They need to learn where to store things. There may be certain cabinets you can store above your refrigerator, above your topper shelvings in your kitchen. Organize and take one shelf and say, hey, look, this is for soups only. And then start stocking soups. Or get buckets and say, hey, I'm going to do rice this month. That's my main focus. Get a bucket filled with rice, put it away, and then start new on something else. You don't have to build a prepper pantry with a lot of money. It can start with a little money and roll forward. And then before you know it, y'all, you're stocked to the hilt. So that's what I have for you today. Questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, anything of that nature, leave it in the comment section down below. I'll get back to you there. Without Limits, Missouri Prepper, and Without Limits Budgets is out.